and welcome to today's The Money Whisperer. I'm going to be in conversation with Soumya Panda, who's been an investment banker now for 20 years. And I call her the Money Whisperer because she does this amazing money coaching where she helps you find and heal all the blocks you have with money and how to heal your relationship with money. It's quite an interesting course. I've done it. And let me get Soumya Panda on. And we can start. Hi, Soumya. I'm so excited about this, I can't tell you. Just bear with us because you know what internet is like these days. It's taking some time to come on. Hello,
Hi,
how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited to be doing this with you today.
I'm so thrilled to be here.
Yes. So, Soumya, will you tell the audience a little bit about being an investment banker for 20 years and working with big business families and investing their money to how you became a money coach and why?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on your Insta Live. And I love the theme that you've kind of adopted throughout your Insta Live since the last few months. Um, Coming to a little bit about my background, I've been an investment advisor for the last 20 years. In these 20 years, I've managed money for corporates, for individuals, and for business families. And managing money basically means that helping them invest so that the money that they save grows. Um, and then after doing this for 20 years, I kept thinking that there is something missing. Yes, everybody needs to be good with their money, but we need to start from somewhere else. And so I took a few steps back and I realized that first we need to heal our relationship with money. And then only we become better at managing our money. And managing our money means saving, spending, as well as sharing.
Absolutely, and that's why it ties in so much with self-care. You
Yeah,
know, it's all about money care and self-care are so interlinked, and we actually, many of us just overlook that part of finances.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So yeah,
you
it's
then,
been,
so
sorry.
then how did you develop this course?
So I actually, I was looking for a course for a long time, which is actually dealing with the emotional part of money. There's so much being talked about on television, on social media, as far as the practical side of money is
Yeah.
concerned, which is कहाँ पे पैसा डालो, कौन से stock में पैसा बन जाएगा, how do you become rich
Yes.
overnight, and all these kind of reels and all these kind of YouTube channels you see everywhere, but nobody really takes a step back and talks about the emotional side of money. And fortunately, I found an institute in California and I did a certification with them. And it completely resonated with what I was actually looking for,
Yes.
which is to look at the emotional side, the spiritual side of money, rather than just the practical side of money.
Okay. And tell me, when you were doing the course, did you then understand the people more that you'd worked with, and oh, that's why this happened? And did bells ring?
Absolutely, absolutely, Nandini. In fact, now when uh, there were situations where I would be dealing with clients I'm talking about the last 15 years of my experience. I would be dealing with clients and I would wonder, why does one person react to the same advice differently than the other? Like, I'm giving the same advice, I'm saying the same thing. How come they both react differently? Also to situations, like I used to notice that some people would react to a market volatility. I mean, investing is comes with its own risk and comes with its own volatility.
Yes.
But how two people would behave differently in that same situation, and that used to make, and now I understand what brings those different emotions up.
Yes.
So now I see, I wish I was equipped with this understanding 15 years back, 5 years back, 10 years back. I would have been a much better and more a much more a softer investment advisor for my clients.
Okay. I understand that because Soumya starts with a quiz, and I did that quiz with her. I did a test run with her because before we did this, and I did the quiz. But I know my relationship with money at the moment is very healed. So when I did the quiz, I did it knowing what I've done with money. And it was the results were wow. That's exactly how I handled I had a very, very foolish relationship with money, according to me, and made very foolish decisions. And it reflected in the quiz that I did with you. Quite amazing.
I mean, it was an interesting conversation that we had, right? When you took the quiz and we understood more about the personality types that you have or you have had at some point around money.
Yes.
Fortunately, like you just mentioned, you've healed,
Yes.
you've moved past all of that. But it's so interesting. It's so useful, not interesting only, but it's so useful that each one of us now have a vocabulary around money. So I might feel a particular way around money, but I've never been able to express it because I didn't have the words. I didn't know what was the right word to express my emotions around money.
Yes.
But I think with these sessions that I'm doing with people on money coaching, I'm able to leave them with vocabulary as to how to express themselves around money. Because only when you know how you feel is when you'll be able to heal yourself.
Yeah, you said something very. Do you want to talk a little bit to them about the archetypes, or that will give
Sure.
things away? Will it give it away, your coaching? Guys, really book a session with Soumya. It's so interesting. Tell them.
Let's kind of let's take two examples from our discussion, Nandini, if that's okay.
Examples from take from me, from Maya.
So you took the quiz and we discussed that each one of us have 8 active or passive, but each one of us have 8 strong money archetypes.
Yes.
And when I use the word archetypes, it basically means our response, our reaction, our pattern, our block, our personality around money.
Yes.
It's not who we are. It's just a personality which can be dealt with once we're aware of it. We can actually work on it, transform it, and let it go. And these 8 prominent personalities are, one is the innocent type. I think that's something that you and me, Nandini, discussed in great detail because it's a very common personality type around money, where people usually have this ostrich approach towards money. Just dig your head inside the sand and pretend that nothing is happening. Just hope that someone comes from somewhere and just takes care of your money. Or you just hope that someone rescues you completely from a money situation. So this is a typical innocent money archetype. I'll spend a little bit more time on this specific money archetype because it's so common. The thoughts that we have around, oh, I'm not good with money. Oh, I don't know what to do with money. Oh, I wish someone came and just took my money and managed it for me. However little or more it was, I just hoped somebody else did it for me. There's no way I can do it myself because it's just not me. I'm just so bad with maths. How can I do it? These are all personality traits of someone who has an active, innocent archetype. Um, the others are victim archetype. Victims are typically those who are blaming others. Something might go wrong in their lives, especially around money, but they tend to blame others for it. Victims are people who feel that things that are happening around them is not their, it's not their responsibility, or they don't take accountability from it. They usually look for others to blame it on. Um, the, these people are actually the type who need to study more, learn more, become more confident so that they can completely take accountability for everything that they do around money.
Yes.
That's the simple way for them to operate around money. Then you have the warrior type. Warrior type is actually the ideal money archetype. All of us have the warrior archetype around money. Otherwise, we won't survive in this 3D world.
Yes.
It's just that at times we just drop it. Like we just drop our guards and we let the warrior self in us kind of go down, and the others to come up. Now, what does a warrior archetype look like? This person is confident, is financially independent. A warrior archetype is very is generous, is caring, is can actually take care of others, but at the same time, whenever they're doing anything around money, they need to know what they're doing. So they would rather go with their own understanding than go with someone else's understanding. So that's actually a very good money archetype that all of us should work on. Should always be alert and aware that okay, this is who I want to be today.
Yes.
Then there's the martyr type. Martyr is also something that we had discussed, Nandini, in detail. These are people who put other people first. So if it's when it comes to money, if they have some money and they have to do something for someone else, they'll actually put the other person first before themselves. These people actually do it because that's their money archetype, but then they end up feeling very disappointed, rejected, and resentful. And that's why it's so important to quickly shift out of that mode. We have three more.
Magician.
Fool archetype, which we discussed.
Yes.
The fool archetypes are people who don't have too much of discipline around money, who are financially dependent, and who live for the moment, who live for today. So they might make some decisions because they're just operating from their heart, and they're not really thinking about the future. And then it's the magician. I think warrior and magician is the perfect combination when it comes to money. A magician is completely balanced when it comes to money. And that's what all of us need to thrive to become eventually. So these are, like, I've really tried to quickly tell you what are these money archetypes. Some might resonate with some may not resonate, but at all points in time, in some way or the other, all these archetypes are working around us when it comes to money.
So would you say the important thing is, like a warrior, to know yourself, how to handle money, to find out yourself, like the warrior. Like the magician, you balance it in such a way where you spend enough and you save enough. Like the warrior, you also help other people, but you first help yourself, because only when you help yourself can you then help others.
Absolutely.
Would that be
Absolutely.
the
Yeah,
right
that's
way?
perfect. Yeah. And which is why they both make such a perfect combination.
The magician and
To be
warrior.
the magician and to be the warrior. Because if you're just the warrior, then sometimes the warrior forgets why he's fighting the battle. The warrior forgets where to draw the line, because you're the warrior, right? So you sometimes you forget to draw boundaries. Sometimes you forget to sit back and think, okay, why am I fighting this battle? Do I have to win every battle? That's where the magician comes in.
Yes.
The magician helps you to kind of bring in that balance, bring in that faith, bring in that calmness around money.
And then there was also the martyr and the tyrant, which you really shouldn't aspire to be at all.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, in fact, tyrant is also something, Nandini, we had discussed in your session.
Yes.
Not as something that you have as
But
an
something
active
that I've
money person.
faced like you
But
have also.
yeah, I think it's something that is very it's very common in families. Typically, if you have a patriarchal family structure,
Yes.
there you don't realize, you accept it,
Yes.
but actually you might be in a situation where you are actually dealing with a tyrant around money.
Yes.
So what does a tyrant do? A tyrant tries to control and manipulate with money. And uh, in so many families where there is one person who's controlling the assets, the wealth, the money, the savings, the investments, kind of tends to manipulate, control other people's lives because they have the control over money.
Yeah. And would the martyr be doing the same thing in a reverse way? We'll answer questions later. Some people have asked questions. We'll answer questions at the end. So would you say a martyr does the same thing in a reverse way?
Um, a, a martyr also is slightly manipulative.
Absolutely.
Because while they are putting you for, they're putting someone else first, but they also have expectations.
Yes.
And they also get disappointed and they also get resentful. So in a way, yes, you can say that, the flip side, I wouldn't say the flip side, but another extreme would be a martyr. Yeah.
Okay. So would you say that the warrior and the magician, so would you say actually it's a magician that's the top, the A,
I would say a balance of a warrior
balance of
and
both?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Because if there's too much magician, then what happens?
No, but you need that worldly wisdom which comes with a warrior.
Okay. Which is not there with the magician.
Yeah,
Magician can fly
you
off.
need, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You do need that grounding
Element.
influence which a warrior has. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
And typically when
in
somebody,
my
sorry,
sorry, yeah.
sorry, tell
So
me.
in my experience, like since I've been managing money for the last 20 years, the first thing that one needs to understand when they're investing is not about how much money they have, or it's not how much money they'll make out of it, but it's important for them to understand um, who they are around money. So when I say who they are, it means that are they somebody who's comfortable to handle risk? Like, say for example, if you are an innocent archetype, then you don't have the ability to handle too much of risk, which then means that when you're investing, you have to choose very simple, easy to understand investments.
Okay.
The minute it becomes a little complicated because you prioritized something else while choosing that investment idea, you will go into a panic mode, you'll go into anxiety. And so I just took innocent as an example.
Yes.
Similarly, if you have a fool archetype where you live for today, you spend more than you have, it's in the moment. Everything is about being in the moment. It also means that you have a knack of taking more risk. So when you're making investments, you have to be you have to be cognizant of the fact that, oh, I have the fool archetype, which means I might take unnecessary risk when I'm investing. So let me put my fool archetype in a little box, tuck it away. Yes, it's good to take risk while investing, because more the risk, more the returns, but in a measured quantity. So let me tuck away my fool archetype for a bit for now, and let me lean towards the warrior magician that I have in me, which means that I have to be confident about where I'm investing. I have to be aware and knowledgeable about where I'm investing. I have to be balanced, which means that I shouldn't be, I shouldn't have over expectations either sides, overreactions either sides when it comes to investing.
Okay. So
So yeah, it's a
I
different
don't.
language around
Yeah,
money, but yeah.
it's a super language. So I don't know much about portfolios. So the way you're speaking, that means certain investments should be a little risky. Certain investments should be very stable, long-term investments. So you do a sprinkle of a mix.
Yeah, but before sprinkling, you need to know who you are. You
Yeah.
need, every bank account holder keeps signing KYC forms, know your customer
Yeah.
forms, right? Every 2, 3 years, we're asked to sign know your customer forms and submit it to the bank. So, sometimes I feel the bank knows us more than we
Yeah.
do. But we need to know ourselves.
Beautifully
And
said.
um,
Know yourself
we need,
form.
yeah, you need to have a know yourself form. And I feel through money coaching with my clients, I've been able to help them know themselves before saving, spending, investing, or sharing their money.
Something very interesting you said. So that's why I do self-care. This 3 months have been doing this. It's basically for that. Like it's a never-ending commitment to know yourself, because when
Yeah.
you keep cleaning that act up every day, doing the jharu in all the rooms, that's that's when you offer yourself something special and then offer it out there as well. So I
Absolutely.
think the same thing with happens about know yourself before you pick up your portfolio and say, okay, fine, let me do my investments today.
And even for you youngsters, like these days, it's very heartening to see that young kids also have started investing at an early age.
Yes,
When I'm saying early age, I'm talking about 20, 22, 25.
yeah,
They're
wow,
investing. But it's if they also invest in themselves, which is to understand who they really are before
yes,
investing, it'll become so much more enjoyable. Your portfolio needs to be aligned to you rather than you being aligned to your money. So
wow, I love that.
that's how I see it. I've also kind of understood now that over the years that and the money coaching certification has also helped me to understand that money is a very powerful and strong energy. While
Yes,
we read Economic Times, we watch CNBC TV 18, and we see stock market going up and down, and real estate markets going up and down. That's all good, but for us as each and every individual, money, we have to recognize money as a very strong energy. And so we have to ensure that along with that, we are fluid and we are gentle and soft with that energy. I think that's the key when it comes to money.
yes, yeah. That's
I'm
the way to
sorry
master.
if I've taken money into a completely different orbit.
No, but I agree with you. I feel you have to learn to master money with magic. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why you are the money whisperer, because you're whispering the right things to us so that
Yeah.
we can take it forward. Money needs to be mastered, like you said, with that soft, fluid understanding of who you are and cleaning up that, and also keeping a proper hold on your money. Which,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And what's the most interesting part is that your and my behavior patterns, blocks around money actually goes back to our childhood. It has very little to do with who we are as grown-ups. It is more to do with when we were 3, 4, 5, 10, 13, 16 years old. A lot of our experiences, a lot of what we've picked up, what we've observed, what we've noticed from our parents, in our school, is where we have actually built our money beliefs.
wow.
So I'll give you an example. We're like two siblings, same parents, but both of them would have seen the house situation differently and formed two very different money beliefs.
Yes.
And so it's so much to do with what is the origin of our money belief. Once you know where you've picked it up from, then it becomes easier to work with, transform, shift, and let it go, and retain the favorable money beliefs only.
That's fantastic. Retain the favorable money beliefs only.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Like I am
typically,
abundant. So like one money belief could be for all of us is that I am abundance.
I am abundant.
I have an abundant life. Now that is it is a money belief.
Yes.
But most of us forget to live in that money belief.
Yeah.
A lot of us actually spend a lot of our time living in the scarcity money belief, which
Yes.
means that we are constantly focusing on what we don't have, how much we don't have. And that actually comes from childhood. If your childhood, you've experienced some situations where you've made to feel that there is scarcity, then that's how you will behave when you grow up. There are some of us who have a belief that money is bad. Money is bad. Don't run after money. Don't be materialistic. Money is bad. Money brings up evil in you. That's also a money belief that comes from actually our childhood.
Like I had this belief, I do not have this belief anymore, guys, but I had this belief that if you're on a spiritual path, which as you know, that I've been on a very deep one for many, many years, then you don't think about money too much. That's why I made so many such foolish decisions about money. And now I can literally hear God tell me, Are Buddhu, you don't do it this way. You need money
Yeah.
to live. You need money to eat. You need money
Yeah.
to be independent. Learn to master money. You can't
Yeah.
pretend. Ostrich.
Yeah.
You can't pretend
Yeah.
you don't need it. How are you going to feed and survive? So,
Yeah.
yeah,
So a lot of people who have a fool archetype and an innocent archetype
yeah.
are people who feel that money is bad,
Yeah.
and money doesn't matter.
Money
Money
doesn't
doesn't mean.
matter. Not that it's bad. Like as
Yeah.
a whatever money I made, I saved it, and then I didn't want to look at it, and then well, whatever, you know what I did. But the
Yeah.
point is a very foolish attitude towards money, which I do not have anymore. I live an abundant life. I insist on it.
Congratulations. And I'm sure that's what you radiate to all your viewers.
Yeah. Watch this space for more luxury. So may your money whispering create a lot of magic in my life. Should we answer some questions and then we
Yeah.
can wrap up?
Yeah, sure.
Somebody is asking, as a son of a single parent, my mother controls a lot of personal decisions. How can we contribute for ourselves as students as well as earning, or I can't see the rest.
Earning a passive income.
Yeah, passive income. I think many times I've asked the same question.
Yeah. So, okay. So, if I'm understanding this question correctly, personal decisions over, she controls a lot of financial decisions. Okay. I'm assuming that he's talking about his mother.
Yeah.
And how can we contribute for ourselves as students as well as earning a passive income? I don't know how old Anand
Sorry.
is. That's Niranand, right? If I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken.
yeah.
Am I reading it correctly?
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to take it off, but you know something, when I do repost this, all this won't come in front of your face. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Nirandan.
Yeah.
Nirandan.
So I think the first thing that he can do, first thing you can do, Randan, is that you should start understanding the power of compounding. I think the younger you are, the stronger the impact of the of power of compounding works for you. So when I say power of compounding, I mean the power with which money compounds. And because you're young and because you're a part of this conversation, and I'm sure you're interested in money and investing, the sooner, the earlier you start with learning about investing, actually going down the path of investing, the higher probability you have to achieve your goal that you've set for yourself as far as money is concerned. Because what the magic ingredient in growth of money is time. And if you're young and you're starting early, you've got the magic ingredient with you going. I hope I've been able to answer you.
Wow, that's fantastic. And also just go to Soumya for money coaching. Tell me something.
Yeah.
Typically, how many sessions does it take for someone
So,
to get
I mean, since we're talking about money coaching, I just want to make it clear that there are three, there is a difference between learning how to invest
Yes.
and money coaching. Money coaching is all about helping you understand your relationship with money, which I do over 5 sessions. But what also everybody would like to do is to learn, once they know who they are around money, learn how to invest and where to invest. For that, there are a lot of material. There are a lot of platforms which are doing that. So I'm sure if you have if you have clarity about who you are around money, you'll find the right platform to learn where to invest.
Okay. So, but the money coaching part of it, for how many sessions, or that you decide as you go along?
No, it's a 5 to 6 session course,
Okay.
Nandini. In these 5 to 6 sessions, we actually try to understand our various money experiences since we are a child. We try and see the influence of a mother and a father, or whoever has had a significant influence on you in your during your childhood. We try to understand that. That helps us to understand the origin of all our money beliefs, and then we work towards transforming and shifting it.
Wow. Absolutely fantastic. It's been enlightening for me to have just done that quiz and talked to you for 20 minutes that day. It was such an amazing session. I can't, guys, you must do this with Soumya because it is really amazing and enlightening and changes your whole view so much. I feel it really helped me a lot, understand so much about myself. So thank you, Soumya, very, very much. Before we end, one last affirmation of wisdom. I love this. I live abundantly, or I live a life of abundance. Anything else?
I think another affirmation that I work with is I am confident and I have clarity and I flow with money gently.
Oh, I am confident and
I'm
I have
confident,
clarity.
I have clarity, and I flow with money gently.
I love that. And I flow with money gently. May we all flow with money gently because that's what the Money Whisperer has whispered into our ears. And so may money magic start happening right now. Thank you so much. Thank
Most
you.
welcome. I think there's one last question that
Yes.
Ranjan has asked, whether mutual fund is a good option. And I am opting out of trading. Is mutual fund is a good option? Yes, mutual fund is the best way to start your journey of investing. I know a lot of people talk about stocks and multi-baggers and becoming overnight rich, but the best way to start your journey in investing is through mutual funds. And the beauty about mutual funds is you can start with just 500 rupees a month.
Yeah.
So yeah. So, I mean, there is no excuse for anybody to delay their investment journey because all it takes is 500 rupees. And in that 500 rupees can give you exposure to 30, 40, 50 stocks. And a professional manager managing it for you.
Oh, you should have a professional manager managing.
No, a mutual fund is managed by a professional.
Okay.
So you have
I know nothing.
you have a professional managing, you have a professional managing across 30, 40, 50 companies, and all you have to do is just put in 500 rupees.
Wow, so you must do that. And everybody over here, please do that. Having said this, I have invested in mutual funds, but I must find out more about it. I know at my age it sounds so foolish that I'm even having this conversation. But okay, wow. Any other questions to be answered?
No, I think I read through all of them. Oh, how cute. Sanjukta says that, Nandini, you're a lighthouse.
Oh, sweet. Thank you, darling.
So sweet.
May you have lots of light in your life and a lot of flow of gentle money. Actually, a big waterfall of money. Yeah? Anything else? So,
after I've gone through all your questions.
Okay. Thank you so much, Soumya. That was so enlightening. And I just hope that people will start looking at their relationship with money and healing it. I know I have, thanks to you.
Great.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Janice.
Bye. Big hug to you. Bye. Money Whisperer.
I like the name.
Yeah, I also love it. Bye.
Bye.